Hey, glad you're joining us today right here on Genesis Communications. Number of new stations that have signed on, not only once a week, but sometimes they repeat the show. We're very glad to have that. I want to welcome stations in Paducah, Kentucky. Paducah, Kentucky is on the western edge of Kentucky. And Idabel, Oklahoma, that's on the mountainous region. Did you know that Oklahoma has mountains right on the eastern border of Oklahoma? They have a lot of mountains there, and that's where you find Idabel. Freer, Texas is below San Antonio. Got a lot of listeners in Freer, Texas. I promised those folks we'd do a live remote, so I'm looking forward to coming over there in the near future. And also Delta, Utah. That's north of Salt Lake City. We've got a great Utah listenership from all over the state. Glad to have those folks in Delta join us here today on Genesis Communications. In fact, we're pleased to have a worldwide audience. 22% of my audience that listens to this show and that goes to our website come from outside the United States. 10% from China. Can you imagine that? And I'm sure there are lots of Americans in the service or otherwise living who want to stay in touch and listen to us from China. But there's also a number of Chinese citizens that want to learn English, and therefore they go to our website, they listen to what's current in America and work on their English. So we're honored to have a large Asian population, and you can go to our website and see where everybody is coming from. There's a map there on the website. But again, we have listeners from all over the world. 22% of the hundreds of thousands of listeners we have in this program come from outside the United States. I'm just amazed. Glad to have you here with us, and I hope you'll enjoy our website. Look over some of the fun things we have here right now. Before we take a break, I want to mention the post office. A number of you emailed me your concerns. We talked a little bit about the post office last week closing down. I'm not that concerned about it. I come from a rural area in Louisiana where you love to get the postmaster come by and your postal delivery person come by. You visit a little bit, maybe offer them a cup of coffee, and got your mail 6 days a week. We need to go to 5 days a week. You know, we've got so much competition there with FedEx and UPS and all the various private services there now. And with the costs coming down, I think the Post Office Department wants to shut down about 2,500 locations. We could do some consolidation. First of all, you can open up more opportunities with the pick-a-pack stores and the grocery stores. I go to my grocery store, I can bank, I can buy lenses, get my teeth checked, do any number of things. There ought to be a postal location for stamps, for mailing, that a clerk there in the grocery store can do. You can find that at the gas stations, a number of locations where you can get postage, mail your packages. And then, of course, the internet, getting more current on the internet. You can buy your your stamps on the internet here right now. You can actually get a small weighing machine and learn what it costs to send out a package, and do that all yourself. Just a little effort. Now, I know some of my listeners are going to say, oh, I'm too old to get on the internet. That's just not going to wash with me. My mother was 90 years old and said, Jim, I can't stay in touch with my grandkids. They want to email me and send me photographs. I don't know how to do that. I'm too old to do that. What can you help me do? I says, Mother, you can learn this stuff. AARP and a number of different groups offer you ways to learn some basic internet skills. You can find some machines, by the way, where you just get email coming. And I gave that to my mother and some other relatives for a long time. They get the email come in, they get the photographs, and all they do is to pick them up just like you have a fax machine. But you can also learn to do some basic email, which she did, and up until she passed away at 92, she was on that internet. So if she can do it at 90, any of our listeners can do it out there, and we're going to have to shut down these post office locations and find a better way to skin the cat and save money because it's costing us a small fortune. And again, we can get more creative in where we get our postage stamps, how we do this. I send out a lot of books. A lot of you know that I have a publishing company called the Lisburn Press. We've gotten a huge number of orders, published a book about our former governor down here in Louisiana called Edwin Edwards, His Life Story. Largest selling book in the history of Louisiana. So we do a lot of mailing. Sometimes I'll do it myself. I've got a relationship with the local mail bag. I just come up and take them a bunch of books or other things I'm sending out, packages for my kids. I have an account. They've got my credit card. All I do is lay them on the counter, and I've written a note as to who to send them to. They do everything there, charge me a small amount of money. So there's a number of creative ways to do things outside the post office, and I think we're going to have to do so here in the future. Again, our website, JimBrownUSA.com. You can sign up for regular email updates for our show. Got lots to talk to you about following the Super Bowl and so many other things that happened last week. Let's take a pause, and we'll come right back.